Okay, so I'm doing this because I'm trying to help
Yes.
people understand how you want to introduce yourself. Because one of the things that you want to do as you walk into groups is you want to introduce yourself. And what you want to do as you introduce yourself is you want to bring in more of your humanity. So let people know a little bit more about you. Bring your family in. If you've got pictures, as you know, Gavin, when he introduces himself, he has a picture of his family and his backdrop. So he's got them there. But it's good to let people know I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, and I, have spent most of my life doing this, but now I've got a home-based business. And now you've got community, because people will have more of a sense of, oh, she's just like me. I can relate to this person. She's a mother, and she's, a grandmother, and she's got kids, and she's got grandkids. Oh, I get it. We could talk grandkids, and because that's part of what people are looking for as you introduce yourself is, what's our common ground? Where do we find common ground to talk? Because it makes you more accessible. So,
Okay. Do you want me to start over?
Do it again.
Okay. Hi, my name is Toby. I live in Ohio, and I was originally from South Carolina, but I met my husband who lives here, and he had 2 young sons. So I am the mother to his 2 sons, and we had one of our own, so 3 boys and 6 grandchildren later. Here I am, and my grandchildren are my life. I mean, I absolutely love my grandchildren. I miss them terribly right now, but that's okay. We'll get it back together here soon.
Yes.
But, yep, and then I am trying my best to educate myself as well as whoever else wants to listen about health and wellness, because right now our immune system needs all the help it can get.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So it seems like we have a few things in common. Yeah. I love that, Mary, that you said, introduce yourself so that we're part of a community and talk about your, your family, which is great. I've never heard that before. And I've been doing, network training with my mentorship, and they've never told me to do that. So I love that.
Because it really makes you a human being, right?
Exactly.
And on the web, we have such a problem because we're trained, and we should be trained.
Yeah.
Is this a scam? Is this, can I trust this? What can I, does this person sound legit? So the more that you are open and talking about your family, the things that you've experienced in living your life, and where you're at in the whole cycle of life and what you're excited about now, that gives them something to go, oh, I get it. That's a neat person. I can get to know her, right?
It's so true. It's so true. And I do like that. So I been this summer will be my 40th anniversary. Been married, is my 40th year with my husband. We have 2 adult children, a daughter and a son. My daughter has 2 girls. One is 20 and one is 13. And then my son has 2 little ones, for a 4-year-old daughter and an 8-year-old boy. Yeah. And I am a retired educator. Retired. It's going to be 4 years this June. And I loved my job, and I was still subbing to the other day until we had this lockdown here and quarantine all over the country. I was subbing and tutoring because I never stopped, and so I do teach as well. I teach in a different way now too, because I'm also, we have something in common. I'm a certified health coach with a nationwide company, and I have my own story and my journey for the last 11 years, and I share about that. And so I'm very excited because you're right. At a time like this, especially where people are staying home now, they can gain some weight, so I'm all about helping people with, with their health and their journey.
Yep.
Yeah. So we have that in
Very
common.
nice to meet you.
Likewise.
And I think you both know I'm a mother, grandmother. I've got 2 grandchildren, boy and a girl. They live close, which is nice. And I actually got to see them this weekend. Woohoo! And we did some distancing in their yard, which was nice. And we took their mother a birthday cake because it was her birthday. And I hadn't seen the kids for Easter, so I took the opportunity to bring them some Easter goodies. So you know, I managed to get them sufficiently chocolatey high that it was a good grandmother visit, and I left. And we've had Rosalind join us, and Rosalind is trying to find her camera, which she always has problems with.
I haven't done my hair today, and I'm took my camera down.
Hey, who's done their hair? My hair looks such a mess.
Really?
It's been a crazy morning. So anyway, I'm here.
Anyway, we've just had everybody else introduce themselves, and it would be really nice if you would turn on your camera. We don't care what you look like. We're going to love you anyway.
Oh, God. Okay. Why isn't my camera coming on?
Same old thing.
I'm here. I really am.
Yeah, I still see that red thing that I always see before you push the button that turns it on. I don't know what button you have to push, but there's a button, Rosa. There we are.
Here I am.
Your hair looks much nicer than mine. Mine's sticking out all over the place. What can I do?
Well, I think I turned my curling iron on this morning, but between phone calls and I'm doing some research on genealogy, and it's ever fun. So
anyway, we were just introducing ourselves. So since we've all introduced ourselves, I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Okay, so I'm in network marketing, have been for many years. I'm a grandma, a great grandma, interested in genealogy and network marketing, and I'm really looking forward to learning how to advertise online. So that's why I'm here.
I think it's marketing online. I don't think we'll be teaching much advertising. I was just
marketing.
I was telling Toby before you got here that I'd spent the last 2 hours listening to how to advertise online, and while it was really quite amazing, and I'm quite happy with it. I don't think you want to learn that.
There's always something new to learn, so there you go.
It really does get pretty convoluted and pretty complicated, especially since I do it into messenger chatbots, and you know, so you got the top of the funnel, the middle of the funnel, the bottom of the funnel, and all these different pieces that you want to put in there and where they go and how they go. So it was all interesting. I can share with you, I think. I probably have a picture here, do I?
So Beatrice, where are you from?
I'm from New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the suburbs out of the city, like about an hour.
Okay, so we've got 2 Americans on today.
Yeah. I'm in a town called Warwick, New York.
Oh, okay.
Warwick is countryside near the farms, and I see the cows and all of that.
Oh, yeah. I
stuff.
drove through New York State many years ago.
Yeah. Oh. Where are you from? Where are you?
I'm in White Rock, Vancouver, Canada. I'm completely across the world from you.
Oh, wow.
Mary and I live fairly close together.
Uh-huh. Who else?
You live.
We live in the Pacific Northwest, so yeah, we live within what, 20 minutes, 30 minutes of one another.
Yeah. Okay. And I know Toby is from what, Minnesota?
Ohio.
I'm from Ohio.
Ohio. Oh, okay.
Yep. The middle of the world.
Even close. Okay, so what are we learning today, Mary?
Well, really what I was interested in learning was how you are doing. Now, I think, Betty, I mentioned to you that we follow the teachings for this purpose of a fellow named Gavin Mountford. And I've been posting his videos into the group, and I posted another one today, and I'll bring in others. And if you go into the group, just a sec, let me go there.
Which group is that?
That tips
Why
for
is the
marketers.
dog behind you, Toby?
Yeah.
Are you leaning on him?
He's leaning on her.
I think I joined it, the group. Let me see. Let me make sure.
I sent you an, yeah, I just let you in. Sorry, I had forgotten I asked you to join and
Okay.
ignored you.
So what is it called? Marketing tips, that one?
Marketing tips for seniors, yeah.
Okay. Let me see if that's it.
Beatrice doesn't look like a senior.
I am. Just
are?
starting there.
Oh my God.
I would be great too.
A pretty young looking senior.
Thank you.
Anyway,
4 members, right? 4 members, that one?
yeah.
Okay.
So while we are here, I have been posting different things which I have organized over here. So if you come in, actually I've set it up so that now they are the first things that you see is that there's units, so you can kind of start going through it. And one of the ones I threw up today was all about the different types of posts that we have available to us. And a great way to think about it is the acronym VET, value, engage, and tease. And you know, it's good to have a mix of those 3 types of posts.
What is
And
it? VET
yeah,
stands for value.
engage, and tease, or teaser posts. And I added a hint at the end of tease because it's always challenging for people to figure out what's the difference between the value, the engage, and the tease. So I think it's worthwhile to really kind of get those 3 distinct so that you have the right expectations. And, you know, so you might put up a value post that tells people something you've learned about. So, you know, maybe as a result of something that we talk about here, I mean, you might put up a post that says, oh, I'm so happy to know that we have, oops, I didn't mean to do that. The 3 types of posts, and a good way to remember them is through the acronym VET. And so, you know, you can get to the value and the engage. Now, engagement posts are the ones that you post where you see people put up, and often they ask a question, because the good thing about questions, and the reason that questions are so powerful, is that our brains are actually trained to have to respond to a question. We can't stand an open, unanswered question. It drives us nuts. And so if you ask a question, people are going to pretty much be inclined to answer if the topic interests them at all. And of course, you know, this COVID-19 has given us all kinds of questions, you know, like what do you miss most as a result of being locked down? You know, have you discovered how to get your hair cut?
Yeah.
You know, what have you done to deal with your hair? You know, I mean, and you just see them up all the time, usually in the form of a question. And what you're really looking for and how those are valuable to you is that they are an indication of people who find your posts of value. And what you want to do when you do post, let's say you post an engagement post and you ask a question and you get quite a few answers, be sure to go through and like each and every answer and post a reply to them. because that's how you can start to engage with your audience and start to attract them to you. So you want to go through those teaser posts. That's how you are attracting an audience. And, you know, you'll start to see people, you know, like I've got 3 other friends up here. You can see, but here, RM Rich, Kim McDonald, RM, whose name is really Rhonda, and Sherry Cowhausen. Sherry doesn't come in and respond much to my posts. Rhonda will respond all the time to anything to do with messenger chatbots, because that's our common link. And Kim McDonald, I discovered, was quite interesting, Rosalind. She actually lives between you and me in North Delta. And she's a truck driver by day. She drives a gravel truck. So I've seen her posting and posting and posting, and we go back and forth and we kibitz on Facebook. I've never got to know her personally. What a silly thing, you know? So we're set to have a conversation in Zoom on Saturday, and she's real excited because she's never used Zoom. I mean, she's a truck driver, you know? So it's a whole new world for her. And but that's how you can start to meet new people. And that's the big value of value posts, is that, of engaged posts, is that they really give the people who are attracted to you and the things that you are posting a real link to what kinds of content that they love to see from you. And, you know, I know that when Roswin and Toby chose their groups, Toby chose a group that had something to do with anti-aging, and Roswin chose something to do with her love of genealogy, because those are commonalities that they can really expand on and really enjoy talking about and getting to know people better. And I don't know, Betty, if I mentioned to you very briefly when we first chatted that we like to see people get groups of their own up and started. And you'll find all the information in here on how to go about doing that. But what you want to do is really make sure that you actually do have and choose a common ground. And I gave each of you that little book on the law of attraction last week. And, you know, that is one of the most important things to really wrap your mind around and understand, is the whole law of attraction. Because what we have done differently going online and being able to actually find audiences that are interested in different topics. You know, we didn't, advertising way back when, didn't really have that opportunity. You know, when you were dealing with billboards and radio ads and TV ads and that kind of stuff, you were blasting information out to a certain number of people. And out of that number of people, you got a few people that you hit occasionally who wanted to make that call or needed that information, or, you know, had some interest in what you were blasting out at them. We are so blessed today that we don't have to do that anymore. We can find the people that already want to engage with our content. And, you know, part of the whole training that I was in around advertising was really to have a lot of content on the page. And that's different than a group, but all your advertising has to be done off the page. And so on the page, you want a lot of content that people can engage with. And you want to send traffic to the page, even, you know, just cheap little like campaigns to that page to find out who likes what. Because one of the things that you can do is you can actually have Facebook tell you who are the people who liked your page, who are the people who like this post, who are the people who like that post. And you can use those audiences to really engage and find an audience and hone the message to that audience. So it's really interesting today to know how much that engagement and that attraction marketing is so important, because what certain people are attracted to isn't going to be of the least bit of interest to other people. And yet they might be interested in the same product or service, but for different reasons. And so, when you are, working with your audiences, like I said, I've got, I know if I post anything up there about Messenger, Rhonda will be all over it. And so will Bob McAllister. And, there's a few other people that are up on my page for things about messenger bots. Whereas if I post something engaging, Kim will be up there responding. And if I post things about health, Sherry will be up there responding, because she, I know, is in the health and wellness niche. And so it's a way to find common ground. And it gives you, as you do different posts, you're going to go, oh, I see, these people really like that, so I want to talk to them about this. Whereas, oh, these people like that, so I want to talk to them about that. And so it gives you a great way to lead into the conversations that you want to have with people. Mm-hmm. So anybody got any questions? Or?
Well, it kind of explains why some things that I post, nobody responds, and I post something else, especially about pets or something, and 20 people will respond.
Right.
It's really interesting. And I think, once in a while I'll post something and I'll be absolutely shocked that nobody responded. Nobody, might have been a couple of people that liked it, but nobody responded. And then if something that they appeals to them, you'll find that 10 people shared it. So it's crazy. You just don't know what's going to appeal to who.
Well, and the other thing, Roswin, is that what you might have posted accidentally was a value post, and you would not expect the same kind of engagement from a value post. So you might put a post up there, let's say in your genealogy, that talks to people about, I found people a lot that have really gotten interested in genealogy now to see about their health background. Mm-hmm. And this kind of thing, we found, and you might have some whole information about genealogy and health, and you've posted up a great article, and it's really of great interest to people, but there's nothing much for them to respond to. It's like they've taken it in, so they've liked it. And that, but at that point, it's a value article, and there's not everybody will respond to a value article. On the other hand, you put up a silly little post about, some grumpy old man, and say, I wonder if his genes made him grumpy. And you'll get all kinds of people responding, because first of all, it's a question. They all sort of have an idea, and it's caught their attention. So that's a perfect kind of engagement post versus a post that might give a lot of value.
Yeah, I have an example of that. I'm new to posting. I'm doing a lot more this year, but when I post something about like transformational pictures of a before and after story, because that I have access to through my business, they're not necessarily my clients, but we have before and after picture. I probably get 2 likes. But if I post my story and if I have new friends that never met me, or even the old ones, I get a lot of likes and I get comments. But when I post something like a picture of my mother crocheting, or a little video of her dancing to some music, it blows up. Like 100+ likes, and comments. So or pictures of my grandkids, or I went to visit them. And so, that people like that. And sometimes I'll post with a question and I get some interaction, but not a whole lot. But I sometimes I'll just respond right there, or I take it to Messenger. Especially if someone I don't really know, then I take it to Messenger. I don't know if that's the right thing to do.
No, I mean, it's a perfect thing to do. And, you know, you can decide if you want to take it to Messenger and ask them to be your friend. That makes Messenger a little easier. So you get another friend out of it, and then you can actually start to engage with them. And as you are using this as sort of a prospecting tool, you know, you want to get to know them more. Who are they? What are they doing? What are they up to? You know, and then you may want to take it to, you know, a Zoom meeting. I have a son who has a mental health challenge. And so he's never married, and he's pretty sure he never wants to because he's afraid of passing it on to progeny. But he's, you know, thinking maybe he could find somebody who's already, now that he's in his 40s, maybe he'll find somebody that, you know, might already have a family, in which case it would be fine, or, you know, might not even want a family, in which case that would be fine too. And so he has gone back to dating. And I mean, I've never done online dating. It's a whole new deal for me. And so hearing his stories
You better
about
not be online dating, Mary.
pardon?
I say you better not be online dating.
No, but when I was dating, it wasn't a thing for sure. But you know, you hear, you know, they start out in a platform and they go back and forth and they answer a few questions, and then if there's some interest, they go to Messenger, and then they talk back and forth for a while. They message back and forth. I suspect it's message on their phones. I don't think it's a Messenger like we use, the Facebook Messenger. But then they actually will phone one another or set up a, you know, have an actual call where they hear one another's voice. And, you know, it's really a good thing to realize that we're doing the same thing, right? We are dating, not so much for a life partner, but for a business partner. And so you want to find the common ground and then take them to Messenger and start to get to know them personally better. And, you know, I love the different things that you posted where you get great responses, especially around your kids and your family and anything personal. The reason that happens is because people's guard is down. They can actually really see you as a human being. They don't have any idea or thought when they see you with the grandkids or playing with the grandkids or whatever, that you have any idea of marketing to them, you know, so their guard can go way down because now you're just a grandma playing with your grandkids, and that they can really relate to.
Family certainly gets a lot of response. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. And the other thing that Betty's taken to doing, and really, I haven't seen anything live yet. I guess we haven't gotten to be close enough friends, Betty, but she's actually doing Facebook Lives. And that's really a good move because you're so vulnerable, and yet people love it. And, you know, even though you might not get too many at the time that you do go live, still you can get them later, and they can stick around for a very long time. And people really like the fact that they can actually see you and hear you, and they feel like they've really gotten to know you. And all of a sudden, it took me a long time to kind of come to grips with it. You're a star in their eyes. You know, you have become one of their stars because you have stepped out of the ordinary posters like everybody else. Oh, she's one of those stars. She gets live. Wow. Because they have no idea that they could do the same thing or should do the same thing and can't imagine it, and have a terrible horror of thinking about it. And so all of a sudden you're an instant star.
And it was so hard for me to do that because my whole life I was very shy, you know, and I I think I had a horrible experience when I was a child with a teacher. I was in a play and you know, my Spanish accent came out and the whole audience laughed, a pronunciation. So ever since then, I didn't dare speak, not even, you know, to the teacher or even as an educator. I never spoke at a staff meeting. I was so afraid to, my heart would race. It really terrified. So it's only through like personal growth now, reading books or joining, you know, some mentorship, my mentorship in the business, that I read this great book called The 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership. So with that book, I volunteered to do some lives at 6 a.m. with my mentor. And I would, like I told you, I would plan it out for an hour. I couldn't sleep that night. But now I notice I don't do my lives as regularly as I should. But when I do, once I have a topic and an idea, I can speak for, I don't intend to speak for 6 to 7 minutes, but that happens. And I get a good response. Sometimes people are writing right there in the chat, or they'll send me private messages, you know, thanking me for whatever I said. And so if, you know, that keeps me going, because if I didn't get a response, I probably would stop and not do them at all. But I think using live is
The heck?
tell your story. Keep telling different stories, you know.
Can't hear you now. You went away.
You went away?
Yeah, something changed in the sound.
I moved this notebook. Maybe it does something. How about now? You hear me?
No, it's
Still
very
quite a ways
quiet.
away. You were very clear a few minutes ago, and now you're away in the basement.
Still? Yeah?
Yeah, still.
It's weird. Okay, I don't know what happened.
Well, you moved something because there was a big roar.
Yeah?
Oh, well, she'll come back. Anyway, so Toby, you've been very quiet. What do you think?
I think that I need to do a Facebook Live, and it's going to kill me, but I'm going to have to do it anyway.
Good for you.
I am not a Facebook Live person.
What is Facebook Live? I don't even know.
Well, it's where you actually just go onto Facebook. Possibly one of the things you can do actually that makes it easier to start is using Zoom, because Zoom will actually take you into Facebook Live. And so if you are comfortable talking in Zoom, or you need a backdrop for something to talk to, you can share your screen. And then you only need to stand to be off in a picture on the side, which is a great way to start if that makes life easier. And so while we're talking, I could have turned this whole thing into a Facebook Live, Rosalind. I could have just clicked a switch and suddenly we'd be on my page.
Interesting. Okay.
So it's where you actually show up live talking to yourself or to others, you know, because you can have a whole meeting. And that's how I've mostly done my Facebook Lives, is Zoom meetings that I've turned into lives.
Wow. I've seen different people come on and say, okay, they've got a live meeting going, and you can click on and listen to them. Right.
So you can come into Zoom, or you can come in through Facebook, and go both ways. And I'm trying to decide between StreamYard or Be Live as a program. The thing I found really frustrating about doing Facebook Live, and I've done a number of them through Zoom, is that I can't figure out what post I'll show up in. And so it's really annoying to be able to give people a link. And I've discovered that both StreamYard and Be Live will give me a link so that I can actually pre-schedule my lives which if I wanted to do it as a training, that would be a really good idea. And then I can actually just do that. Or, you know, people just go live right in their Facebook profile, or they go into a group and they do it live from there. Whatever they want. You can do it with your phone, or you can do it with your computer. One of the things, my computer, and nobody can figure out why, because I never have a problem with my camera. My camera comes on just like hot darn, and I always have it working. But all of a sudden, if I go to do a Facebook Live, not through Zoom, but through Facebook itself, no, my camera and my sound will not come on. And I went to my Geek Squad and asked them to help me figure out why I couldn't go live on on Facebook. They couldn't figure it out either. Like, we went through all my settings, everything was set up properly. It's like, holy shit, so, you know, I can't do Facebook straight from I can do it from my phone, of course, but my phone I'm not as comfortable with my phone as I am with my computer. Anyway, I think we've had a pretty good session. So is there anything else that you'd like to know? Now that you're in here, Betty, you can go through, you'll see a lot of different trainings in here. And is this a good time for people? And maybe we can do, what do you think, 1 or 2 a week where, you know, you can ask me questions. I'll come up with something that might be of interest to everybody. You can let me know the kinds of things that you found that you'd like to ask me questions about. And, you know, come in with questions. If I see something that I think you really should know, would love to know, then I can help you do that too.
I think probably a couple times a week is doing it on a daily basis becomes almost a chore, and you don't want the training to be a chore. You want it to be interesting and kind of full of surprises.
Sure. So my Tuesdays won't work for me at all, but Monday and Wednesday would work. Maybe do those 2 days. Would that work for you, Toby and Roswin?
Yeah, that would work for me.
Works for me.
At about this time?
Yeah, 1 o'clock is fine.
And that's 4 for the ladies back east. Is that good?
Fine with me.
Great. Okay.
Okay, perfect. So this being Wednesday, we will see you on Monday, and I'll put out a link again. And in the meantime, you know, leave questions in the group. And if you think of other people, I'll make all of you moderators in there, so that if you want to add to the group, my challenge is that I really have done such high sophisticated marketing, the groups I'm in, I couldn't invite them in here. They'd laugh.
Well, yeah, because you've got your pros and you've got your beginners. I mean, let's face it, we're not all on the same level. And
that's right. So anyway, but feel free. I'll make you all moderators. So if you see people that would be helped by this type of group, I would, you know, I said to Roswin and Toby, it's really important to me to know that seniors can actually have a safe place where they can ask the dumb questions, the
right.
questions that they don't dare to ask anywhere else. And there are no dumb questions. As you know, I strongly believe the only dumb question is the one you don't ask, because then you don't learn the answer. But I totally get it. I've been in that situation myself a lot. And generally, I now just ask the dumb question and discover everybody else had the same question that they were too cowardly to ask. But anyway, you know, that is how we learn. So bring your questions, you know, and every once in a while, I'll do my thing and not know the answer, and I'll have to demonstrate how I use YouTube U. Because YouTube, if I don't know the answer, I know somebody on YouTube does.
Absolutely.
Like,
Oh,
I don't,
yeah.
can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was supposed to upload something and learn how to upload a small video to YouTube, and that was part of my mentorship with my company yesterday. And I just didn't know how you know, like so that I'm very comfortable here. It's those little things like that. It may be so simple for the younger folks, like my daughter and my son, but I don't know how to do things like that.
So did you learn how to do it? Because I'm happy to show you right now.
No, I didn't learn.
Okay. All right.
To go do it.
Okay, you guys, I'm going to
There's
get off of here. I got a couple other things that I need.
Yeah, no problem. I'll show Betty and Toby if they want to stick around. No problem.
Okay, talk to
All
you.
right. Talk to you
Bye-bye.
later. Bye, Rosalind.
Bye. Okay, leave meeting. Okay. Doesn't want to let me go.
Yeah, there she is. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing for a minute here, and I'm going to get myself organized with a YouTube background so I can go right there.
I had to laugh when you said the difference in ages for your grandchildren.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, because my daughter-in-law, she had a son prior to her marrying my son. Anyway, my oldest grandson is 29. Then their daughter is 15 and then 7. So she has spread out as much as yours did with the 15 and the 20 and the 13 or whatever.
Yeah, that's my daughter. She had her firstborn. She was young. My daughter was only 18. Yeah.
Yep.
Her second, her marriage, she has a 13-year-old. But then my son, he's a little younger, so he started later. Yeah, so yes, yeah, so
Yep.
a 20-year-old and a 4-year-old there. Yeah.
I go from 29 to 17, 18 months.
Yeah.
So there's a big, huge gap in between mine.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, Rosalind has us all beat by a million. She has so many. She has 4 or 5 children, and then they all had a bunch of children, and then they all had a bunch of children, and she's now into 16 great grandchildren.
Wow.
And some of them are about to have children, you know. So I mean, every time I'm like, okay, too much information. So talk about age ranges. Oh yeah. Anyway, here's what we do to upload to YouTube. Okay, so here I have just a YouTube channel. Doesn't matter whatever you have. It makes no difference. And then I have to just get this out of the way because it just wants to be in the way. And you come here, and this should give you an image that identifies how and who you are with respect to YouTube. Okay, so this is my Mary Sloan at Top Mark Marketing YouTube channel. And I have others. Don't even go there. And so when I want to upload a video, I just come across here to the plus sign. Okay, you got that? And you just click, and it says upload video.
So it comes from my.
Now you have to know where on your computer is the video that you want to upload. So it's good to have a file in which you keep all your videos, so you can go there. Like this will be connected to my video file because I've been putting videos up here. Oh, it took me to the 4K video downloader. Okay, I've been doing both of them today. But you know, so I could pick one of these, and you know, marketing secrets for seniors. Oh, that's a PNG. That's not a video. Ooh, want free money? That's an MP4. Oh, I don't even know what that's about. That'll be interesting to upload. And then you just click open. And you can see that it's now got hold of that. Okay. And I'm just going to have some fun with this. I have no idea what this video is. And so what I do is I make a title, because they won't let you off until you make a title. And there's, it's processing the video in the background, so you don't need to worry about that. They're doing their thing. Oh, I wonder what it was about. Even seeing it, I don't know. Anyway, whatever. And so I put a description there, but because I'm not trying to SEO this or anything, my descriptions maybe include some training, or they might just be a title of some sort so that I can identify it. And then once you've got that and you start to see the video appear over here, or not, now you're going to have to choose, no, it's not made for kids, because otherwise you have to run through all kinds of hoops. So you want to be sure that you make it not made for kids. And then you just go next. Now you can put an end screen in here. You can add cards, which people who are using these videos for marketing products and stuff, they'll have go to this page, buy this, do that other thing. Mine have been training videos, so I haven't worried about adding an end screen or putting cards in there. And so I just ignore them. So you can safely ignore them. You don't have to do anything. And now it's going to be save or publish. And you can publish, and you can publish in 3 different ways. You can publish so the public can see it, okay, which I'm not going to do with this till I know what the heck it is. You can publish unlisted, which if you want to share videos in a group or to certain people, but you don't want the public to see it. Let's say you had a channel that was pretty popular and lots of people came into the channel, were always looking around for your videos. You would put unlisted so that you could actually decide who got that particular video. So you can then give the link to an unlisted video to anyone and they can come see it. But they have to get a link from you. They can't come to your channel and see it. And you can go totally private. So if you want to mess around and, make videos and, you never want the world to see them. You just want to have somewhere to store them so you can look at them. Or maybe you want to fix them up, or maybe you want to change them up, or say, oh, that was good, but this was awful, or whatever. You can make it completely private.
Yeah, sounds good. So if I have the video on my phone, I can go to YouTube here and do all that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then you just find that little plus sign on your YouTube channel and away you go. Yes. And then you get a sharing link. Yeah. Right there.
That's what I want.
And because I kept this private, yeah, for anybody else to be able to see it, I have to give them the link.
Right. It sounds easy. I guess I just have to do it and practice it. Yeah.
Anyway, you'll have this video once it processes and stuff, and I'll put it as a training in there. And I've got it in units, so it'll show up. Okay. And so that'll be there and available to you at any time.
No, thank you. Thank you for taking the time.
Any questions?
Yeah, my only question is if I did a 2-minute video today. So if I want to get it to the YouTube, when I'm downloading it, I just go to my camera on the phone.
Yeah, if I haven't actually done it on my phone, but I'm sure that if you just save it somewhere on your phone, yeah. I don't know if it'll save just in pictures. You might have to save it somewhere specifically, but as long as you know where that video is, go to YouTube and just look for that and find your channel, and just always look for that little camera with a plus, because that's where you can do a YouTube live, or you can upload a video.
But I have to create an account on YouTube. I don't have an account yet. I have to create an account.
I'm sorry?
I don't have an account on YouTube yet, so I have to create an account in order to start this process.
I can barely hear you.
Yeah,
She
I don't-
said that she needs to create an account with YouTube in order to do this. Before.
No, you'll have an automatic one. If you want it set up to a channel, yes, you have to go in and establish a channel, which I've done with my name. But it's really, if you go in,
it's free,
I'll just
right?
do this here. So you've got your channel, and you'll have something automatically set in here, but you can go through if you like, and you can, you know, change all this kind of up. You can customize your channel totally, and you can come in with a different email, et cetera, but it's usually linked to a Gmail.
Okay. Yeah, I have a Gmail. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. And, you know, you can change this image back here, have some fun. If you've used Canva, you can go into Canva and find images that are right size for your YouTube background, et cetera.
All right. I have to play around with it. All right. Thank you.
All righty.
I learned a lot today. Thank you so much.
Oh, good. Okay. And Toby, you have questions, or you're good?
I'm good for now.
Okay, great. Thanks, everybody.
See you Monday.
You
Have a
bet.
good one.
Take care. Bye-bye. And I'm around. Reach out.
All right. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.